The joys of Apex Ranked. Do we all love it? Not sure, but today I'm going to actually talk about that because we had some fantastic games. So I teamed up with JHD the Duke and my friend Viper. We actually had some amazing games on Ranked yesterday, and I thought I would upload a video because I thought it was a really good game. Now, of course, don't forget my name's Dratlaw44. Do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. Alright, let's get into the video. So the first ranked game, I have to say, was absolutely dreadful. I decided in my infinite wisdom to play Mirage. Now, I do love Mirage. I think he's an excellent character, a lot of fun to play. But as regards to ranked viability, I think he is just very weak, and he really just isn't a good character. Now, alright, admittedly, I shouldn't have been looting the box. I should have just been getting out the storm. Bit of a silly mistake from me, but however, this is an absolutely great example. Even though I don't make it out the storm, unfortunately, I die. Viper does survive, just for a bit, so that's always good. But it was a great solo play from my great friend JHD the Duke. A really good play from him. Now, one thing I will say is that I plan to actually do a video very soon ranking all the legends where I feel that they are. I'm going to be doing a sort of like a casual play / rank play, like where they are, kind of depending on that kind of what you're actually doing. But I do, like I said, I do feel that Mirage, unfortunately, is a great fun a character he is for ranked play. He just really lacks in so many ways compared to other characters. And after this first video, I do use Bloodhound, and I find Bloodhound a much better character for the serious play, the ranked play. For normal casual, I don't tend to play him as much sometimes. I do play him, but I don't tend to play him in the same level of seriousness because you're not trying to get points, you're just trying to have some fun games, and there is a rather a big difference. And that is a big thing. I think Bloodhound, he has a lot of abilities that are very useful, and I do think he's actually a very strong character within the meta. He's not the strongest, there's always strongest, and I think we all know who they are, but he's certainly up there. And his usage has really boosted since the range of his scan has improved. Anyway, let's move into the match that's showing in the background. So as you can see that GH2 is actually in Bronze League. I will say just firstly that he's definitely a much higher rated player than that. He just hasn't had the time or chance to really play so much Apex. So actually this was the first time that he had come back after several weeks of not playing. It's good to see that his aim is still on point after all that. But also as well, one thing I would say is that it does tend to match to the highest ranking player, which is myself at the moment. It's not the highest rank at the moment. I think I'm like silver 3 or 2. We just haven't really played much ranked, and me and Viper, we generally play duos a lot, if it's just me and him anyway, because we really, that lack of that third good player, that third competent player, just makes such a difference. And that is why these kind of games, when they come along, they're just so good to kind of highlight, because you can learn something. Now, as you can see, I'm dead. Viper unfortunately gets knocked down, but you can always learn something when you watch a really good player. And I've always said that JHD is a much better player than me, and he definitely is, but it's just things that he does in regards to decisions. He doesn't go for the kill. Oh, actually no, he does. Oh yeah, that's right, because no one pushed. I forgot about that one. But he then does clutch out against this guy with a gold shield, but he's not too bad in swapping weapon. He's quite happy. Thought he'd missed a couple of shots, it looked a bit dicey, but he manages to actually do it. But of course now he's actually on his own. Now unfortunately he wasn't able to get Viper's banner card from the Storm. The Storm's just going to do too much damage. There's only one squad left. He figured that he might as well just take it on. He wasn't going to get me up either because there just wasn't any respawn beacon anywhere nearby. So it's like, okay, well, you've got a choice. You can see the use of the L1 Wraith ability, using it to jump and get him out the Storm, negating any damage. Really clever that you can jump from it as well, just little things like that. There's going to be a lot of Wraith mains that will know that, but just, not everyone really does, because it depends on whether you use Wraith. Now, it is all about decision making. Now, I have done a couple of videos on decision making and making mistakes and things, and this is kind of where something I would do and what JHD would do. Now, here, he hears the squad running round. Now, you can't see them exactly in the shot here, but we can hear them on the sound effects. Of course, I've got the sound effects turned down because I'm speaking over it, but he can hear that there's 3, and he identifies that there's 3 people, which is something that, you know, again, is a sign of a good player. He actually waits, and instead of attacking, he then repositions and says, right, okay, I'm going to bring them to my fight, not your fight, which I thought was really smart. Now, he knew that there was a little kind of rock that he could climb up, so they throw grenades, yeah, absolutely fine. He uses the L1 wraith ability really cleverly, and he then gets the height position, making sure that he's not seen by anybody first. Now, here's the clever part. He waits before he starts firing, picks out the one that he wants to down first, which actually is the caustic. He wants to get the caustic down, which he does. That's the one that's the biggest problem. It takes him down. Now, here comes the next one, of course, which is Gibby. Gibby misses a couple of shots, starts punching. He literally downs him. Now he's in a good place, and it's the Octane. What does he do? Doesn't panic, uses the Eva with the double tap, finishes him off. Absolutely perfect. What can you say? What an excellent play. Can't fault it. Really, really excellent win, and a solo win. And, you know, this is bearing in mind that he hasn't played for quite a few weeks. Absolutely amazing. So, you know, and I know it's only Silver 2 or Silver 3 at the time, I think it was, but, you know, however, a really, really good solo play. Now, the next game then that we all played, you know, we literally end up in the dreaded train yard. I absolutely hate train yard. Is that just me? Does anyone else really like this place? Because I absolutely hate it. It's one of the places on the map that I'll never go to unless we're forced to. So I run off, I back off to heal. I say, look, I'm backing off to heal. Somehow, though, the Gibraltar manages to know exactly where I am while I'm healing a shield. Did I stay in the same place too long? Not sure, but he tracks me perfectly, like he was a bloodhound, and is glitching all over the place, I would add to that. But luckily, he does eventually get downed. Now, of course, you know, I'm crawling along, absolute nightmare. But, you know, okay, this is what can happen in ranked. If you just take your eye off the ball, if you just pause to heal, I thought that I had definitely got away with that, but apparently not. Luckily, I get revived by JHD. Viper is meanwhile killing people, so that's actually all good. And I will say, yet again, Viper is really, really improving each time that we play. Even GHD was impressed by how much he'd progressed since the last time he'd played with him. And that goes to show that if you're playing this game regularly, you're getting the practice, you're getting used to certain characters, you're going to naturally improve. And that's the way of it, you know. I think a massive practice is to actually get, you know, just generally a much more used to the game and much more kind of familiar with each legend and what they can do. He does mainly play like Revenant and Octane, but Pathfinder, I think it's usually challenge based as well, you know, which I'm sure we all experience. But yeah, I mean, like going back to the game, you can see that we're being attacked by yet another squad. There's always that lovely third party. JHD needs some help. Unfortunately, he's in a bit of a sticky situation. But, you know, the good old Mastiff takes the lifeline out to clutch out that particular one. Now, I did cut out a bit because it was a bit of looting and then running towards this bit. We ended up in Thermal Station. Literally the last part of the match, really. Suddenly it drops down, I think it dropped down from like 5 squads down to like 3. We get attacked. Of course, the Bloodhound scan is always handy. I find it extremely useful to, of course, tell me and my teammates exactly where the enemies are coming. And that's why, you know, he's so much better than Mirage in ranked play. Now, I do get the assist for the scan, which I'll take because it's 3 extra points. The last team member of that squad pushes, and JHD, of course, kills him. Lovely. So one more squad. They immediately attack, which is expected, of course. They push while we're low. The Bloodhound's attacking. Luckily, Viper takes him down, which is great, and we finish him off. Now, I do then try to shield swap, which I probably didn't need to, truthfully. I get shot, and I have to back off then and heal up. Looting can be such a killer. What a pain. JHD backs off. We say to Viper, look, you're on your own at the moment. Unfortunately, he gets knocked, which is a bit of a nightmare. And JHD will always push by himself because he's that kind of player. He's that good. He can do it. I meanwhile then literally like I'm waiting. He's like, yeah, I need some help here. I'm like, yeah, I'm just reviving Viper. I might as well get him up just in case, because, you know, at the end of the day, I'd rather do that than rush in and get myself killed. He's like, yeah, but there's one left. Like, yeah, okay, I know, that's fine. I'm just going to do that. Going to try and jump through the wall gap, which was terrible because it didn't work, but oh well, okay. Jump over. Literally the Wraith, well, yeah, you know, managed to knock her down, which is fine. Now this is where the scan is handy. I'm able to identify where he is, and literally see exactly where the teammate is. And there you go. Clutch out the win. I only had 3 kills, Viper had 4, and JHD had 5. So, you know, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. I will absolutely take that victory with everything that I can. Now, I saved the last match and the best match for the final one. Now, the reason I say the best match is because this one just is absolutely crazy, and what a game it was. Now, to be honest, I feel like I actually wish that I had streamed these games because they were that good that I wish I'd have streamed. But however, streaming is not something I've really intended to be able to do or done yet. And that is something that I may very well do in the future. Let me know below if you think streaming or watching me stream Apex would be a good thing. I mean, am I an interesting enough player to watch, or do you just prefer the commentary? Do the longer videos kind of, you know, are they good or are they too long? Should I shorten them? You know, anything, any feedback would be nice, just in regards to knowing where I'm at and you know what kind of videos you guys enjoy. Because at the end of the day, although I enjoy all the videos, I like you know, making these things and editing them and doing all the stuff. I want to make sure that, of course, you know, any viewers are having fun as well or learning something or whatever. So do let me know. I would really appreciate that. But in this particular match, you can see that the Storm is really doing an incredible amount of damage. Is it just me, or does the Storm do a lot more damage in ranked than normal play? Because this is the first Storm actually, and it's absolutely seemingly destroying us. Now you can kind of see, I mean, we're running through the fragment side of things. Again, not my favourite area. I like the design of it in certain regards. It very much reminds me of Modern Warfare, which is kind of where Respawn kind of originated from. They used to work with Infinity Ward. But, you know, actually as a place to go, it can be a bit of an absolute nightmare in regards to being shot by around about 15 to 20 squads. Okay, maybe not that many, but a lot. So yeah, so of course I'm running out the Storm, I'm running ahead, I'm saying literally I need to get out of this because the damage it's doing is incredible and I haven't got much health. Luckily with a pre-made squad, one of the things I really do like is that you can communicate, say, right, I need a med pack, one drops you it. JHD said that he needed shields, so I said, yeah, no problems. And, you know, and it's things like that that just makes it so much easier when you're playing ranked to get that communication of where enemies are, what you're going to do, you can push as a squad, loads and loads of things that make such a difference. And the problem is when you play with random players, some are very cool, and you do meet a few awesome ones along the way, which is amazing, but there also are a lot that just aren't team players, and this is a bit of a problem. Now, something here again that showcases that Revenant can be exceptionally handy in regards to ranked, and that is his Death Totem. The Death Totem has no range, of course, as we know. Now, is he the strongest character in ranked? No. Is he a good character and a decent character in casual play and ranked? Yes, he is, especially if the player is somewhat competent. So he puts the Death Totem down. Now, JHD, he doesn't bother with it, actually. Don't know why, but I'm literally like, yeah, okay, excellent. He pushes because that's the way he plays. But of course, me and Viper, we use the totem to, of course, clutch out, you know, those battles, because it is nice to be able to do that. Now the Bloodhound scan gives a position away, says, right, okay, there they are. I'm able to get the flank, that's one down. I get sent back to the totem, but then that's expected. And of course, it gives me a chance to just quickly pop a syringe there, the only syringe I've got, to gain a little bit of health. With White Shield, it's not very brilliant, but we'll take it, because at the end of the day, that's one of those things. So JHD gets downed. The Wraith tries, of course, to, you know, get the better of us, but we get head down. Absolutely lovely. And of course, one of the key things is that because JHD can't climb out of the Storm, I've got to jump in there and revive him. But of course, luckily we do. Now, I did think that I got the red shield, but it turns out that JHD did. So I don't bother grabbing the blue shield, thinking I have the red. And I found out afterwards that somehow he had looted quickly when I left the box, so I go back and grab a blue shield, in case you're wondering about that one. It was literally like, I thought I was that quick, but apparently he has quicker fingers. Don't know how that is, but there you go, that's always the way. And I'm literally like, right, okay, the storm's coming in, we need to go, because otherwise this is going to do an incredible amount of damage. Now, of course, this is where Wraith's Portal is so handy. I do think it's very strong. The range of it being shortened wasn't really a big change, and for what they altered her in regards to her L1 ability, or her ability, I think is really strong now. It's not like the getaway tool that it used to be, but it's such a strong repositioning tool, and you can see many times in this gameplay just alone how many times JHD's used it to his advantage. And he's been a Wraith main since the beginning pretty much, and he did say that he really likes that change. He thinks it's a lot better, and I have to agree. I think it is a lot better. I mean, it takes a little bit longer, but the movement speed and the boost, it just gets you out of very awkward positions. Really cool. So is she still a meta character for ranked? Yes. If you're planning on trying to push really high, she is a character you could definitely consider if you like her style and what she does. But there are other characters as well, and this is why I feel like Revenant and Bloodhound are actually a really good combo as well. Bangalore, definitely, I think she's really solid. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a kind of like an in-depth video about that, so of course we'll talk a little bit more in that regard. Now, of course, unfortunately, I tried my very best to get out the storm. I should have syringed up. I thought I could make it. Unfortunately, didn't, putting us into a little bit of a awkward position, especially as we start getting attacked as we're coming out the storm. And nothing worse than getting attacked as you come out the storm. It's like people storm camp. Is that just me, or do people storm camp in this game? Especially in ranked, it's such a nightmare. Now, surprisingly, Viper goes for the revive out in the open. I was like, what the hell are you doing? But unfortunately, it worked out because JHD actually manages to kill someone shooting us. But unfortunately gets down trying to, of course, loot that box. Now, meanwhile, I'm low on health. I'm like, oh, this is just absolutely perfect. I have to kind of back off. Literally, he's getting shot by someone. Viper's getting shot as well. And, of course, the good old grenades as well, which does actually hit him and does some damage. But, yeah, he's all right. So, of course, then I'm like, right, okay, I'm going to go for the revive. Viper, cover us, keep us, alive while you can. Fortunately, he does an excellent job, and he actually downs the person. Absolutely brilliant. So you can't fault it. Really can't do anything, and absolutely brilliant. So now we got some better shields. Finally, I have a purple shield, which is nice. Bit better than blue. I can't complain. So we realised that there's literally a respawn ship just flying over in just a sec. So of course we see the beacon. We're heading straight for it, and of course you can click with Bloodhound the tracks just to say that there were people nearby. But of course when you're on mic, it's not such a great passive. It's okay. I wouldn't mind seeing it maybe changed at one point, but it's not a major thing. I think Bloodhound is in about the best place he could be, unless ever they reduce the sound of his ultimate, then he'd be super good. But anyway, yeah, so I Beast of the Hunt up. I love the animation, even though it is a bit slow. I do like it. I do the scan, able to tell them that they're in the little caravan bunker thing. So I literally start throwing the grenades, do some damage. I'll say, right, yep, knocked it. Their shields, they're cracked, or whatever you like to term it. I hear the Americans say cracked a lot. I always say broken. I guess that's just an English term. But anyway, we literally see the Bangalore. Of course, good thing about Beast of the Hunt is Bangalore cannot get away, which is really good. So you can just track her. Now, she doesn't realise that I'm tracking her. She tries healing up, and I'm like, yeah, see you later. You are absolutely dead. Thank you very much. Now, the Caustic comes round. I'm trying to use the R99 from distance. I get the assist, which is fine. Literally, would have had the kill, but, JHD steps in and finishes that one off. Now, we start getting shot again by seemingly someone above, which I believe was a Pathfinder. Hugging the cover, of course, to shield up, because at the end of the day, want to make absolutely sure that we're not going to get shot, and we're assuming that there's no squads behind, although there could be, so it's a bit of a risk. Of course, I'm able to put out a scan, realise that there's only one hostile seemingly in the area, although actually it turns out that there is another one as well, so it goes to show you can't rely on it completely for intel, but it can give you an idea that there's not, loads and loads of hostiles close up. So we, of course, then go and push. It turns out that there was a Wraith there as well. Did we expect it? No. But, okay, it's one of those things. We're just going to take on the enemies and just do the absolute best we can. But she's in a 2v1 situation. Me and GHD shooting. I literally shield up, but we down her. So, at the end of the day, if you can push it to a 2 or a 3, you're going to have a lot better chance, of course, to win those kind of fights. Now, I do jump down to, of course, finish off the Wraith. Perhaps in hindsight, it was silly, but I didn't know. The Pathfinder jumps down, and I down him as well. The clip skipped for some reason on that little bit, but hey, I still got the down, so absolutely brilliant. So, of course, we realise that there are just 2 squads left. I have to heal up. Should have used the Phoenix kit right there. I don't know why I didn't, actually. I guess sometimes you just think you've got more time in the world and you think, oh, well, I'll just heal up on that. The Phoenix kit might be handy later on. Not quite sure on that one, but anyway, one of those things. So, of course, just grab some loot as you do. Try and just get everything that you need. One thing I discovered is that, unfortunately, seemingly no one had, ammo, unless I just missed it on that particular box. I think I didn't realise that I didn't have any, which is a bit silly, but there you go. One of those things that I guess you learn is that always make sure that you pick up the ammo that you need, because otherwise, you don't have any, and it can put you a bit of a disadvantage. Fortunately, I can just use the Hemlock. I'm so used to just using that gun anyway. I scan, I beast to the hunt up because it's recharged already, allowed to tell my teammates exactly where everyone is, and of course then we push for the final clutch part. Now I can see that there are people down there, so me and GHD push. Viper saying, well, I've got a totem, do you want to do it? It's like, we haven't got time. Because the problem is that, you've got to time it just right. Now, don't ask, I don't know why the caustic goes for the revive when he knows that he's being shot. Really, really strange decision there. Can't explain why. But of course, this is the part where we pretty much clutch it out. There is an octane at the end, but of course, we managed to do that. I start getting shot at when I'm trying to get the shield batteries. At this point, I didn't really need loot, so again, I wouldn't overloot late game. Something that I should definitely not be doing, and I'm going to be making notes of that to avoid it in the future. But, this is pretty much it. We do clutch out the victory. We get the 3rd win of the night. Absolutely amazing. And what a team play from absolutely everyone. Again, Viper had 4 kills, I had 6, and JHD had 5. Absolutely amazing. So if you did enjoy the video, please, a like on the video really helps the channel out. If you do want to consider subscribing for future content, that would be amazing. It would really help. And if you want to comment below about anything that you've seen in the gameplay, any questions or anything like that, please do. And of course, I will be seeing you in the next video. So remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Cheers now. Bye.